Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video on the PokerStaples channel. Today it's going to be stream highlights, but it's actually sans stream. So basically, I set out a goal today to do some studying, so I'm going to be studying on the side, but I figured I'd play one or two tables because that's pretty manageable, and mark the interesting and exciting spots for you guys, but also be studying. So that's what you're going to see. You're going to see sort of the edited clips of when we get in interesting moments, just like the normal stream highlights, but without the stream. So without further ado, hopefully you guys enjoy. Let's get into it. Okay, here we go. Ace is under the gun. I'm going to raise it up. See if I can get some action here. Just sat down at the table. We've only played about one hand, as you can see on my draw HUD. This is my second hand at the table. Should be fun. Hopefully we can run up a stack here. We are starting at 9180 in the Bounty Builder 33, so that's kind of a late level to start a Bounty Builder because, of course, you want to knock people out. But we'll see if it works out. And we get a call from Squaw. And a call in the big blind, which you'd expect a lot. We see a flop 3-3-4. I'm not going to bet very big here. I do want to bet to try and get some money, but I'm going to bet quite small because I want a lot of things to continue. I obviously want to get all the money by the river, potentially get some knockouts, but it's hard for them to have much on this flop, so we're going to bet really tiny to hopefully get some continuations from the ace highs, the king highs, the world, and stuff like that. We see a 6 of hearts on the turn. Again, the plan is to bet quite small here. 800 puts plenty in by the river for us to shove. That would make it at about 4,100. We have 3,200 left. Bet and a call, and we are tied in chips, so we can get this 2250 knockout. And it looks like we're going to against the ace-8. There we go. All right, we got a knockout right off the bat. It's actually Saturday, so it's a big knockout day. So we get 1125 there. We pick up sevens next hand. Okay, we double hand here. Ace-6 cog. It's going to fold under the gun. Sevens out of position is sort of a weird hand. I'm happy to limp here. For a raise, it's like, do we want to go for all the chips pre-flop? What do we want to do? And a raise to 360. Okay, I'm just going to call. I don't know how well I'm doing against this. I don't mind going multi-way here and just trying to flop a set. That is totally fine with me. Call. All right, Topher. Let's see the flop. And ace, queen, queen with the sevens. I mean, this is probably going to get boring pretty quickly here. But really profitable situation when we flop a set, obviously. I'm going to fold. Okay, let's raise up the ace-queen suited under the gun here. We are still sitting on just over 50 big blinds. Get a couple calls here. Again, it's big bounties in this tournament. We see an ace-jack-10 with 2 spades. Very interesting situation for us because we do have top pair and we have a gut shot, but we can get in a lot of trouble, especially against some of these 50 big blind stacks. So I'm actually going to start with a check here, planning to check and call. Just keep the pot small. Don't want to blow it up too much. I really don't want to get it all in against these 50 big blind stacks. Against this player, I'm super happy to. That would be great. Checks around to Topher, who's going to bet 1,200 into 2,300. I'm a little bit worried here, but definitely going to start with a call with our ace-queen. And see a turn, hopefully. Call here too. Oh my god. And the shorty folds. Okay, so we're 3 ways to the turn. There's 6,000 in the middle. And our ace-queen of hearts is in a difficult situation. I mean, we're okay. All of the draws missed. We still do have a gutter, but we're behind ace-jack. We're behind to any 10. We're behind to king-queen. And dead against some of those hands as well. And they shove 8,300. So I'm really not worried about ace-6 cog at all. Basically, we just have to figure out what type of hands this person has. And what we need to know is that they do not have... you know, I don't think they're nutted for deciding to overbet shove here. I think it's definitely possible that they just have a naked 10 and they have ace-jack. But there is a bounty on the line, especially when we play it this way and all the draws miss. I don't think they're going to play king-queen like this. I don't think they're going to play a full house like this. They could just have a naked 10 or ace-jack. This person I'm totally discounting because I think they'd play everything better, more aggressively. So I'm probably going to call with the $33 bounty on the line. Again, it's 3/4 of the tournament is bounties. And just be really uncomfortable about it. And not exactly sure what to do. Because it looks scary, right? Like if you just looked at it without knowing the previous action and stuff, you would be like, okay, this is a fold. But we're up against king 5 suited. No! Oh my god! The flush gets there. It's a really good read, though. I'm super happy with the read. We're gonna watch our death now. Oh, that was a tough spot, but that's okay. There's more tournaments to play. So let's watch our death. All in for 78 chips. a lot of action trying to get our bounty. Okay, we're actually, you know, we're dead now, but we weren't dead before. All right, 10-6 takes it. Actually, we were kind of dead. That was bad. Okay, anyways, we'll get another tournament going. Okay, we're going to go all in with our ace-jack. Oh, no, I misclicked. I misclicked min-raise. Okay, it's going to work out anyways. We might be behind now, but there's too much money in the pot. We just started the Micro Millions. We late res really late into the tournament. We actually have the same hand. Okay. That's that's a chop. It's okay. But we have some information up here. As we chop up that money, we have pocket queens in the big 27. I'm going to raise it up to 420 against these two. Snap call from the last Kron, which definitely discounts aces and kings for me. I think they would probably be 4-betting hands like aces and kings, especially in a tournament like the big 27. It's funny, I was actually just listening to Doug Polk talk about this concept and how he thought it was a bad way to think about poker using timing tells and stuff, but I think it's a little bit different when we're talking about the big 27. Bet they min raised to 1120. I'm definitely slightly concerned now. Maybe they do have aces or kings or tens, but I'm going to start with a call and allow them to continue on the turn, hopefully. Alright, now we will check shove. Yeah, it's better than giving a free card to some of their bluffs, actually, on this turn. So we're all in for 3177. They have pocket nines, and we take it down. So double up to 9600. That's not a bad start in the big 27. Okay, gonna raise up the 10-9 suited here in the big 27 and see if we can get some action. We are very deep stacked right now. We're 242 big blinds deep. And we get a 3-bet from Jatiz to, I mean, a pretty standard normal size. I don't think we're gonna be folding yet with a hand this strong. It's only 200 to win 540. I like our odds. Let's play a flop, my friends. And we're gonna see an ace 5-3 with a flush draw. Oh my goodness. Start with a check. I don't think check raising makes too much sense. It would be fine, but against the aces of the world, they're never folding anyways. And like, if we're gonna try and bluff the ace-x of the world, it'd be better to do it on the turn when we can represent more hands. So we'll just call. We see a 7 on the turn. Okay, we'll check, and obviously we're really hoping for a check back here because then we can just like bluff the river, which does go check check, and now we can bet the river. I think 841 is a fine size. Basically trying to get the kings, queens, jacks, tens, things that don't have a pair to fold, and we do get a fold. Hey, all right, the flush draw worked out. Sometimes we're just gonna be check raising on the flop, but we were really deep stacked there, so I thought it was better to not. All right, guys, so we have ace 10 here. RSN 74 is gonna limp under the gun. This is the 162 bounty builder, the Saturday special where there's really big bounties. So the reason I'm gonna raise them here is because they're pretty short, sitting on 2,700 chips. Now it looks like we got limp trapped here. I don't think we can call a shove, but if they just call this raise, we're in a pretty fine spot where we get to take it post-flop. Ace-king against sixes. Yeah, if we knew they had sixes, we would call. We would have lost jokes 1 against all 3 of them. No! I didn't think they would have a hand like sixes, but I still like the play of isolating. And, boo. Ace-queen, we're going to raise it up to 312 here. Under the gun +1. Looking around the table, there is no bounties we can earn, which is a little bit disappointing, especially because we're like just below starting stack. Like, no bounties for sure. We're gonna see a flop 4 ways, which is ace 5-6 with 2 clubs. I don't see any other option than betting here. I think our ace queen is very likely to be ahead. Obviously, we're behind the ace 5, ace 6, 5s, and 6s. But there's going to be a lot of flush draws and a lot of worse aces we can get value from here. So I am going to bet 770 on this ace 5-6 because with our 30 big blinds, I don't think there's any way that we can get away from it. So okay, so we have king 8 suited here, which is kind of interesting against Sophosis, who's a very aggressive player, and then Shane, who calls. I don't really want to cold call my king 8 suited, but I think this is not a bad hand to squeeze here. So I'm going to make it 980. Sounds like a good size out of position. Obviously, we're not intending to go all in here if one of them decides to go all in, but we're going to put some pressure on their calling ranges because, I mean, they shouldn't have great hands. Now, Queen Jack 9 is where our story needs to end because I think Shane has this a lot, and all we have is 1 out to a straight, which is a very obvious straight. So 4 cards is outs, but one card, you know? So our chances are pretty low, and this is a great flop for Shane, and they're in position, and it's a bounty builder tournament. I don't think they're going to be doing too much folding here. So it goes check check on the flop, and we have a deuce of clubs on the turn. I still don't think I'm going to bet. They have too much of an advantage here. Goes check, check, but we do make a straight on the river, which is great, so let's bet now. Our hand sort of looks like what it is. We'll bet 980. And okay, there we go. We will chop it up. Lucky us against the King Jack. We have Ace Jack offsuits, and I think we're going to call here. Raising is an option as well, but I don't think I want to get it in for 20 big blinds, even though the bounties are in play. So we're going to start with a call and flop top pair. And now I want to get it in. Now I'd like some action. Arcandius. Yes, they can have aces, kings, queens. Those are definitely hands they can have, and we're going to lose. They can also have pocket nines. They can have pocket sixes. Now they can have ace, queen. But they're also going to have a lot of flush draws and straight draws and king jacks and queen jack suiteds, like those sort of things. We see a bet on the turn of 588 and a call from Shane. I don't think we could fold yet with our ace jack. It's pretty awkward turn in that we lose to ace queen, king queen, and king 10 and 10-8. And now to any 10, so we're probably just going to lose. But I think we still have to call the turn, given the price we're getting and how weak our hand looks. And we're actually going to win here against Jack 7, which is cool. Thought that was a really bad river, but we end up holding it down. So there we go. Let's go up to the Ace Jack offsuit here. We raise, they call. We see an 8-4 deuce. We're just going to bet really small. But Corey, my friend, is going to lead into us. I don't know about that garbage, Corey. Sounds like a bunch of baloney to me, man. But they barrel again on the turn. All right, fine. I will let your bluffing work if you wanted to. Otgo raises. We get a call from Shame. We're going to call with a 9-10 suited, especially because of the bounty potential here. A lot of action. This is an action-packed couple minutes. Action-packed. And we see an 8-6 deuce with a club. We're not going to be folding yet. We have 2 overs to what's on the board. That's really good. We have a backdoor flush draw, and we had a gut shot. Now we have an open-ended straight draw and flush draw. So I'm actually going to bet here. I'm going to bet 800 into this pot. And just full fold. Okay. What a beautiful turn, though. Love it. Let's go up to the ace-10 offsuit. See a limp. We're going to raise it up. See what we can do against Men Schalt. And they call. We see a Jack 7-5 with backdoor spades. They lead for 300. Okay. We will call. This is interesting. We're getting led into a lot on this table. They bet 700 in the turn. You have a Jack for sure? I don't know. I don't think they're going to bet 700 with like a 7 or a 5 here. It's like, do they have a Jack or not? They bet 500 on the river. I call. It doesn't make too much sense to me. They have a 7, okay. I mean, fair enough. I didn't think they'd play it that way, but we do lose a pot. Can't win everyone. Shamo is going to raise. We're going to call with our king queen. It never stops. We just play every hand. 5 in a row. All right. So we call with the king queen. Ready to do some rumbling. And we see a 9-6-3 with 2 spades. We have the backdoor spades. I don't think we can fold on this flop yet. They bet 850 into 1400. The thing is, this is a much better flop for us than Shamo. Do you have it or not? If you have it, you win. If you don't, it's over. And we get clicked back, I'm just going to fold now. I don't even think we can call for 2,000 to win 7. So, I mean, overall, we traded some chips here. We lost some chips here. It's a fun couple hands. We pick up king queen. It's not over. It's not over. We keep going. This is no longer a highlight video. It's just a play every hand video. Welcome. Hopefully you're enjoying it. So we open the king queen. Folds around to GJ. All right. What do we got now? What do we got? Ace king. Open under the gun from Syphosis, who's sitting on 35 big blinds here. I don't know if I want to have a 3-betting range. Probably not. Why? Because it's going to be hard to get it all in against Syphosis pre-flop. And when we do, we're not doing great. We're shutting out the potential bounty stacks behind us. And like if we re-raise Syphosis, they're going to think we have exactly Jacks plus and Ace King. So it's going to be very apparent what we have. And our Ace King isn't that strong in relation to the other hands. So I'm just going to call against Syphosis, which is a little bit of an exploitative line that probably isn't going to work out so well this time because obviously we don't flop anything. If we 3-bet, maybe we just win the pot, and that's the thing. But I think it pays off in the long run by just calling. So we're going to fold. See limp here, and we have 7-8 suited. I'm going to raise it up just to try and inflate the pot a little bit here. Throw some money in the pot with a hand that flops so well. We do sort of miss the flop, but it's not the end of the world. We still have a gut shot. It is a paired board. So let's bet maybe even a little bit less than this, maybe 300. and they just fold. Okay, let's go down to the ace-queen as well. We see a raise, we called in the big blind, flop comes queen 9 deuce. We check raise, they call, turn comes a 9. We're going to keep betting here, 1740 into 3600 against Mango. And they just fold. Okay. We pick it up, but that puts us up to 8,500 chips. Up to the ace-king suited now in the big 27. Raise to 200. None of that here. We're going to make it 650 out of position, which I think is a pretty normal size. Alright, we get a call. Queen 4-3. This isn't the best flop for a hand, but I don't think our hand is one that wants to start with a check call. So we're going to bet 675. Alright, and they fold, which is good. We pick it up. We actually decided to call against a very tight player in the small blind here. And it goes check-check on the flop. I think we're going to want to bet fairly large here with our ace-king. When they check-check, usually to me they're telling the story that they have a hand they're willing to go to showdown with. So like a worse king or a jack or something like that. We're going to bet pretty big here. We can also represent the straight draws and stuff like that. So I think betting big makes sense, but they just fold. And we're up to 9,300 though. So stacks are going pretty well. We're building. Let's keep it going. Alright, we have ace-queen here, and Shane Mo raises it up to 600. We have 25 big blinds. We're not actually going to shove here, because I think I'm doing pretty well against this raise with our ace-queen. And I don't think they're ever going to be folding to like a small 3-bet. We're just going to give them free chances to hit flops, basically. So we're going to shove it in. They call with 7s, and no! No! We're going to lose, unfortunately, to the full house, but that's okay. Sometimes flips don't go our way, and we are out of the 162 bounty builder. Okay, we have ace-king suited here in the big 27. We see a very big raise. We decide to 3-bet, and they call. Ace-7-4. It's easy to get the money in, right? There's 3,000 in the pot. We have 3,000 left. I'm going to check back here. Try and get some money later on in the hand. It goes check-check. Now let's bet very small here on the turn. 720. We're trying to get paid off by all of those small pairs they can potentially have, like kings, queens, jacks, 10s, 9s, 8s, you know, all those sorts of hands. And they just fold. Okay, easy peasy. Ace-queen suited, though. Apparently I like the hearts. And we see an open under the gun from MNT CRST. They're playing very tight thus far. We're going to call. We will call, play a pot in position against them. Folds around to Corey in the small blind. Jalv, I don't know how to say this name, but they're very good. T3, C King 6-7. This is not a very good flop for our hands. I'm not exactly sure if I want to float or what I want to do. Maybe I want to raise with this ace-queen. Then again, the range is just so tight under the gun, and it does include a lot of kings. So I guess I'll just fold. Kind of feels dirty, but I'm going to do it. We will call our queen-jack in position here. Looks like a 5-way pot potentially, unless Corey decides to go for the squeeze, which definitely it's a good spot for the squeeze, given 5 people in there. But we do see call, we see king 5-7. We've missed the flop unless we get a free turn. We turn something real nice, you know, like a queen of hearts would be pretty cool. A 10 would be nice. Even an ace of hearts, we might be able to continue. It does check through, so we're going to see a turn, which is a queen of clubs. That's okay. We pick up a middle pair of queens now, but we are in a 5-way pot. When it checks around to Ronan Will, we probably have the best hand here. I'd be surprised if we didn't, so I'm going to bet on the turn. Because we're going to bet, I think, all of our kings on the flop. So this is one of the best hands we have here, but it's very likely we have the best hand right now, unless someone is sitting on an ace-queen. They decided to play kind of tight, and okay. We take it down. And we pick up ace-king very next hand, not bad. While we're waiting for the ace-king, we actually have a set in the hot 27. We bet twice. And we're going to bet the river. Maybe? Alex? Maybe? Come on, man. Alright, they fold the river. Let's go back up to the ace-king. Show me the money. 999 is going to raise it up to 334. We're willing to get it in here. They're pretty short. Corey actually calls, which makes things quite interesting. If show me the shoves, I'm still going to reshove. But I'm curious as to what sort of hands Corey can have. This is a close flop for us, but not a good one. Because now we just have to fold with our ace-king. Which is really too bad. That's okay. Set of 10s against king 10. Oh, flush draw. But 10s is going to take it. Nice hand, Corey. Nice hand. Let's bet down here with our gut shot. Get a call. Okay, 4 of hearts on the turn. That doesn't really change very much against Pimp of Vegas. I don't see much reason to bet here again. We're not going to get anything to fold. And we see a lead for 560 on this 4 turn. I don't really buy it yet. It seems like a bluffing line. Are they going to do it with a 4? I guess. How many 4s do they have? Not very many. They bet 1,080. I'm actually going to raise. In the small case that they do have like a 4, we'll get paid off. Or if they have like a 7-8, we'll get paid off. So I'm going to shove the straight if they have a full house. I mean, that sucks when we lose, but I think it's just too likely we get called. They fold though, and we're up to 7,400. All right, Queen Jack suited here. We're going to call and see a flop. We flop bottom 2 pair against T3. How are we going to proceed here? This is kind of interesting. Goes check, check, 9 of diamonds on the turn. Pretty good hand to include in our check call, I think. They are going to be bluffing sometimes here with, like, say, the ace of diamonds or whatever. And now the 9 on the river, we're losing to almost everything. We can't really value that. Like, a king, any king beats us. Any 10 beats us. We need to check and then decide if we can call a bet, basically. But it goes check, check, and we take it down. That board got worse and worse. Ugh. Got no money from our hand, but again, any king is going to beat us there. We have ace-jack in a 3-way pot. It's a raise, a call, and then we call, and then they lead on the ace-5-4. I'm going to start with a call against these two. I'm a little bit worried, but there is a decent amount of draws Ryan Lyon can have. And are they really going to flat like ace-king? No. Don't worry about ace-5, ace-4, ace-queen. They check on the turn. Let's bet now. Try and get some money from our hand against worse hands like weaker 10s, against flush draws or straight draws or something like that. They call, and we have an 8 on the river. Can we value bet this river? Well, we're going to get called by ace-10 and called by ace-7 and ace-6. We're not going to get called by any of the flush draws. 6-7, which is the obvious straight draw, gets there. So I think we're too thin to bet on this river. I'm going to check back against Ryan, who has a 9. Very interestingly. If they have king 9 in that spot, maybe they make a lot of calls, but it was too much of an assumption to make at this point. But we're up to 10,000 in the big 27. Okay, we call king 9 in the big blind here against a sort of short stack. We see king jack 8 flop. This is a very easy check raise with top pair. They're going to have lots of draws and stuff. Yes, they're going to have some better king, but most of the time we have the best hand here, so very easy shove. We are slightly ahead. Halt! No hold. All right, nice hand, nice hand. Okay, we call with 4-6 for a min bet in the small blind. We see a 5-7 king, the backdoor flush draw. So we have an open ender here, and there's 50 and 60 in the pot. Everyone checks, which is fine. I'm going to check the turn here and decide what to do. If we see a bet, I might go for a bluff. I might do it. Checks around to Ronan Will again, who I'm pretty sure doesn't have a king because they decided to check in the first place. But we totally bricks, and now we're just not even going to bluff our draw. We just missed and enjoy our money, fam. Jack high. Wow. All in with Jack 8 suited on the button here, being pretty short. Called by ace 8. Not dominated. No! Big 27, no! Rip and pepperonis, that is the end of the dream for us in the big 27. That's okay, let's go down to the hot 27 where we have 2 pair. Bet, get a call, and 9 of hearts on the river. I will bet into you, Chippity, and I'm going to bet kind of small because you should have weak hands, and I want to leave you room to potentially bluff us, which won't work, but you don't know that. Has it worked? Oh no, we just got owned. They have 2 pair. The double bust up.